GM, ladies and gentlemen from across the world, from across the globe, from across the globe. This is your host, Mr. 5159, the one and only Kev for King. I am back, but more importantly, I am better. Before I even start this show off, I want to thank all you beautiful PFPs because there's a whole bunch of PFPs, all you beautiful PFPs for showing up day in and day out. It's easy. The easy thing to do is to walk away. The easy thing to do is to say, screw this. I'll be back when the market is green. That's the easy thing to do. But the true believers, the true visionaries, the ones who don't care about the pumps and dumps, because there's a lot of pump and dumps that trend every couple months, and they're great opportunities if you get in and get out at the right timing. But those who care about the future of humanity, those who care about the evolution of Web3, thank you for being here. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get this baby started. And we're going to start off with Europe. Let's go to Europe for 1 second. So we're going to go to Europe and we're going to talk about the Bank of England launches digital pound central bank digital currency project. And they're going to launch this with household owners, with individuals and businesses. I don't know the full details and the full depths of this particular project, but what I do know is that they're going to be issuing digital wallets for everybody, which is huge. And if the pros and the cons behind this, I'm not too exactly sure, right? But the paradigm shift of the idea of every single human being who has a phone will eventually have a digital wallet. And maybe every single is a little extreme, but you get the point I'm trying to make. 90% of people with an iPhone, with a bank account, you will have a digital wallet. You probably already have a digital wallet. The term digital wallet, my bad, I was getting a phone call. The term digital wallet will become so normalized and you'll get so used to it that it's gonna be a massive paradigm shift that's gonna be happening over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. In my opinion, that being said, we are in the right place at the right time. Everybody in this room is in the right place at the right time for that very reason. Let's keep it moving right along. Google is launching Chat GPT artificial intelligence rival Bard in coming weeks. In the coming weeks, we knew this was happening. We talked about it. We discussed it. We seen it. We talked about it. We discussed it. I was using Chat GPT last night for a couple of things I was working on, and it never fails to amaze me. And the crazier thing is only going to get better and improve. And you know what happens when competition comes on the market? When competition comes on the market, it only means one thing: everybody needs to improve. Everybody needs to improve, and and best believe, and best believe, when Google comes on the market, they're not half stepping or half assing anything. Google's coming to dominate. Google's coming for first place. Google's coming to win this game of AI, right? So I'm very excited about that. If you aren't, listen, as much as I talk about AI on this show and you have not looked into it, you have not researched it, you have not invested in it or studied it or tried it, then shame on you. Shame on you. because it's happening right before of our eyes. We see hundreds and millions and billions, not even hundreds of millions. We see billions of dollars being poured into the sector. It's important. It's very important as we talk about and as we say, the future is going to revolve around two things: AI and blockchain. AI and blockchain, and we're positioning ourselves very primarily for that. Next, we talked a lot about Visa in the past couple of days. Visa doing crypto, trying to figure out payouts in Ethereum, doing automatic payments, so forth and so on. And now we see a rival of theirs. I don't know how big of a rival they are, but MasterCard. MasterCard CEO, the CEO of MasterCard, the big dog, the head honcho, the man with the plan, the man with the vision, says, I think we're going to have a world where everything will be tokenized and will be passed around in a safe fashion. Everything is going to be tokenized. This is a big name, a big player that is saying that, right? So I that's a very good sign right there. Last but not least, this is the last thing I'll say today before I pass it over to our lovely co-host, is from address.eth. When ENS sales slow down, it's time to look for deals. Sent out over 1K offers yesterday. That is crazy. If you have the liquidity, now's the time to shop. The liquidity in the market has dried up a ton over the course of the past several weeks, months, and we can almost even say a year. Because a year ago today, I should have pinned that tweet to the top. A year ago today, there was some very massive ENS sales. If I find that tweet, I'm going to pin it to the top. A year ago today, there was like some massive ENS sales that happened on this very day of 2022. And you make your money when you buy. And now's a good opportunity to shop, put in some low ball offers on a couple good domains that you think might be worth something in the future. Remember, this is long-term game though. This is not flipping checks. This is not the check pro project where you go in and you get out and you make 3-4 ETH. This is not the game we're playing. If you're going to spend your hard-earned money, just make sure you have a plan to hold that domain for some time until the rest of the world wakes up to catch up to our vision of where we're at. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be a phenomenal episode. I'm going to pass it over to the one and only RN1. The stage is yours, brother.
GM Kev, GM everybody. Yeah, great stuff. Appreciate the updates. The updates portion is becoming more and more important to me as an IRL. Sometimes I have way less time to spend on Twitter than I want to, keeping fully abreast. So it's really nice to pop in here and get my AI update. All I have to say, Kev's been right on this AI thing from day one, and man, it's literally the fastest trend we've ever seen, statistically speaking. So definitely excited to see had some good insights, some good alpha dropped on this show from Kev and Gary and a few others. So appreciate the updates, appreciate the catching up, coming to one space. And I'm calling this the alpha show, the ENS alpha show, because pretty much there's people in here that can answer all kinds of stuff. And I did want to say, Kev, that man, today when I clicked on your profile, I saw that king.email.eth. I'm telling you that's a flex, man. That is, I think we might be grossly underestimating the power of these subdomains when they come out, man. That is like I see that king.email.eth, man. That's I think some people are definitely going to gravitate towards the subdomains if they can get a killer subdomain. In some cases, people are going to prefer that possibly to some top level domains, but they're all going to be flexes, and looking forward to it. I am going to have to excuse myself from tomorrow's show. In real life, I only know a couple of billionaires. I mean, I know a lot of people that manage $1 billion funds, but I only know a couple of billionaires, and going to be talking to one tomorrow about this new project. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. is when he wanted to meet for breakfast. So I'm going to have to tap out of this show to chat with him about some things. And not sure if I'm going to tell him I own all his ENS domains or not, but I'll at least going to talk to him about ENS domains. And I grabbed all but one. The company has like six. And I got five of the six, so I'm kind of holding them for them. Hopefully, we can get them going on them into Web3 one of these days. But that's not the primary purpose of my meeting tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna have to excuse myself tomorrow, and I'll have to listen to the recording. And but yeah, looking forward to today's show. Don't have a lot to say, just exciting that things are moving forward. And I will just reiterate that the bear market is when the money's made. You've got to prepare yourself. You've got to position yourself, like in surfing. The big wave. I use the wave theory because I had a, I think it was an internal memo to Bill Gates sent to his people. Initially, he kind of slept on the internet, thinking it was just way too slow, not ready for prime time. So he kind of got passed up the first year or two, and it really started to explode. And I believe it was an internal memo that I got this out of. I can't remember if I'm confusing two different documents, but in that thing he said the internet is like a giant tidal wave coming across the Pacific Ocean, and we're in kayaks. In other words, we're not at all ready for this. And so I like to equate. Ever since I saw that quote, I like to equate these trends with a giant wave. And I did grow up in Huntington Beach, surfing on the weekends and in the mornings, and so I do like to equate it to surfing. And you'll notice you got to get your board, got to get ready, you got to learn what you're doing, and then you get out there and you position yourself, and you kind of wait, kind of sit on your board and wait for that right wave to come in, and then you ride it in. And so this is the time to position ourselves. So when the wave comes in, we're already in the water, got our wetsuits, we already have fine tuned our skills, and this is where we're going to do it. So I'm excited to be in the bear market. It's not as fun sometimes as the bull market. The bull market can just get crazy stupid, and you can make unbelievable money if you've prepared yourself and in front of the right waves, the right trends, and you're ready. So I know a lot of people on this very show right now are ready, and so I'll probably be adding to my list of billionaire personal friends just from people that are in this community. So when this thing takes off, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to today's show, and yeah, let's go and get on it on a Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday. I almost completely forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Ron. Almost listen. The days seem to just come and go, and they've just been coming and going. And today is Taco Tuesday. So you know what I'm gonna do after this show? A little later in the day, I'm gonna go grab me my taco kits, and I'm going to make tacos tonight, and I'm going to enjoy my Taco Tuesday tonight. Thank you for saying that, all because of Ron. Let's give a round of applause for Ron. For reminding all of us that today is Taco Tuesday. Thank you so much, Ron, for that. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you will be greatly missed tomorrow. You'll be greatly missed tomorrow, but 100% business, networking, do what you got to do. And I look forward to hearing your updates on how the conversation went and if you ended up shilling him his domains on Wednesday morning show. So let's keep it moving right along. Let's go over to the vet, the one and only, the man with the plan. Master, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, good morning, guys. Taco Tuesday, huh? I think right now I'm very, expecting the next summertime change, which makes the 11 a.m. the U.S. Eastern time to be my 11 p.m. because right now it's my like 12 a.m. in the morning. I hope, yeah, I can get this kind of earlier. And another reason I'm expecting that date is by that time, name wrapper will already be there, and by that time the 3 and 4 digits expiration might be it will be approaching. So we will see the answers in the pool of lots of people. They're guessing whether or not names we when these guys face a retrieving their names, or renew their names when their days comes, whether or not the price of floor will drop greatly. Answer by them, but I'm on the long term. Will the main change of the stream from the digits, it will swiftly change to like premium, very rare of the some industrial names. So news always carried by great sales, great name sales was tweeting, and the market only acknowledged the result instead of how it's achieved. Just like last year, it only have 1 week time that all the digits are out, then the ENS registration start boosting for another couple of months, and they don't of the games, they don't need to know that to make this happen. Even already 5 boring years, and before that, very limited things happening on it. 99% is a bearish market, and there's no people who even know about ENS, and the people know about it become very crazy. Like myself and Gary, we keep kind of posting stuffs on Twitter and talk about ENS for those people that's maybe the Bitcoiners, or the NFT art players. They just maybe just didn't care that much at that point of time. I mean, 1 or 2 years ago, I don't think ENS got so much attention. But right now, I think we have been there yet. And if you guys check the OpenSea, ranking for domain name, of course, ENS is always the number one. The trading volume, no one can surpass it. Even for the whole NFT, including art, pictures, everything. Right now ENS is also doing good. I think on the 24 hours or the past 7 days, ENS has been ranking top 10. And for maybe the last 3 months, or or the all time, the all time ENS has raised from maybe 34 to right now it's 19 or 18, which is great. Because imagine, guys, we are comparing ENS with those punks, and some punks got sold for 8,000 Ethereum, right? And the liquidity was also good. So I think we are definitely on the right track. We just need to make ourselves not being that anxious to sell our names. We want to sell our names for sure. We expect that. But the thing is that we need to make sure we have enough patience to leave it to tears as super buyers show up, because you want to sell the name to some certain people, it is very difficult. But when someone shows their interest and they approach you, you will by then have a very very good position, and can play, and can plan, and can make very good tactics on that. That's how the domain works. It's not like I kind of end-to-end sell one thing, like I sell a TV, I sell a camera to people. It just doesn't work that way, right? So yeah, I mean that's the charming part of domain. It's just like antique. It's just like stamp. Like I also enjoy collecting stamps. I think this is something close to art. And when we were young, I purchased the books and the gallery of the all the history, stamps, maybe in China and for US, which stamp was very rare. And why do people buy the stamp? Does the stamp still carry that much value for real? I don't think so, right? The stamps is in the all the time. We use that to send a letter, to send to paste it on envelope and send to people. But right now, it doesn't have that great value. But why people still buying that? Because they like it. Because they like, owning this art. And maybe this can reflect to one part of people why they want they want badly for some art in the NFT market. But the most expensive stamps, I think they are very rare. Maybe there are only maybe 10 remaining, on 5 remaining, very limited. But imagine for domain name, for ENS, there is only one ENS name. As always, there's only one unique name. If you don't get Richard.eth, if you cannot mint and point Richard.eth to your hash address, then you have to live with something else. There is not a second Richard.eth. You should go for other projects, Crypto, Richard.sol, something like that. So that is the charming part of it. Every ENS name is a very rare one. Every ENS is a super rare, to be honest. So I think that is something we must understand, so that it can help us to set up a strategy better, because the perfect strategy will be wait till the buyer show up. Of course, there's some other ways, like right now the ZZG, group, they are doing something which is super cool. They can, end to end try to distribute your name and make marketing efforts onto your names and try to find potential buyer who is rich and who have the budget, who loves that name, who can be a potential buyer. So yeah, these works if we handle to yourself. Maybe you're not good at it. We are amateur. We are not professional, right? So if you have like me, you have more than 100 valuable names. Definitely, for sure, you should look for someone professional to manage that for you. Just like I don't encourage people to buy stock directly, but instead we should buy the fund. We are never as good as those fund manager who has the best information and the experience, everything, right? Just don't use our not so good part to compete with some other professionals. I don't think that's the right way to do. So yeah, domain, for me, when I buy a domain, it's just like the moment I confirm I bought it. It's just like I kind of buy my one of my favorite stamps. Maybe I have the whole collection is 4. Maybe I have 3 already, but finally I got the final missing part. That kind of feeling is very similar to owning of some of the domains. So imagine, I'm a domain investor. I have a lot of domains, but imagine your name is Jack, John, Rosemary, and once upon a day you have a chance very close to buy your own name. How would that feel, right? And you believe the workarounds. There's no workarounds. There's no alternative for this name. If you don't get it, yeah, the alternative will be some other suffix which looks sucks, right? The alternative is a Jack.Solana. The alternative is Jack.Crypto. It belongs to some centralized UD company which always does bad things. How does that sound to you? Once you don't have an alternative and you love this name, you acknowledge its value, you and your friend understand what it means, and you can't wait to post it on your Twitter so that people knows to wiring money to you. So they can use the Jack.eth, say how much you are going to pay, right? And this is for the personal end. This is for the to C, and also we consider the to B, which means if your name is Google, and how would you treat, how would you consider with Google.eth? And because company wise, for the to B wise, they are way richer than the personal wise. Maybe Jack, the max he can pay is 100 is a very rich Jack to buy his own name. But imagine how much Google, Amazon, Apple are willing to pay these monies for their own names. And also maybe, as also for ENS official team, maybe we can kind of expand our thoughts, not only for considering handling the company brand names to them. But some companies, they might don't care about the brand names, like Budweiser. They don't care about Budweiser.is, but they care about beer.is, right? Some companies, they are very ambitious. They wish to be the number one in the market. So they want beer.is, they want coin.is, they want game.is. That also works. So I think ENS team should expand their thoughts, and maybe provide more alternative options in maybe not only in the job catch, the premium registration, but also in the second market to see what those company needs first. They need to know what they know, right? And they need to know what Apple expects. If you get me apple.eth or if you get me phone.eth, I will get on board and announce. I will put a apple.eth, I will put a phone.eth in my Twitter handle. It should be something like that. It should be a lot of cold calls that majority of the big companies, I can imagine 90% of them, they don't give a shit. Yeah, totally normal. But the rest 10% is going to get this game very, very interesting, because these companies, their powers, their influence, this is amazing comparing to the group within this space. Right now we have 84 people following, and I see a lot of NFT spaces for pics, for stuffs. I mean the ones that hosted by Pio, that is right. I see there are over thousands of people in that space, and every day is every day everyone is been paying much attention on what they are talking about, because it looks like they are sharing the code of wealth, and they're sharing the experience how you can flip on NFT. So everyone is expecting that. But we always know, right? ENS domain name is totally different comparing to NFT, the art NFT. So we don't know art. Once we are here, we all acknowledge that. Maybe we can make a flip. Or the flip we made on art is because of lucky, because we are lucky, because it doesn't mean that we know it will be here. Maybe the founder of the BAYC won't know that they have been made it here for what reason, right? There are maybe 100 or 1,000 projects of art, but eventually there are only less than 10%, less than 10% that carries really true value, and get these floor price that high. But the next the next couple months, it will be something very interesting once Nam Rapper is out. All those art projects, I know a lot of art projects holding their own ENSM, that I think they can't hold anymore. They can't pretend they know nothing. They have nothing anymore. Once rappers going out, they will just start doing things, and we will see a lot of subdomain meeting playing from potentially these art projects, and also some very top level of the second market of the NFT, like OpenSea, like looks rare. These are all going to do such kind of thing, because otherwise, why they are acquiring their names, right? If you acquire it and you don't use it, it doesn't make sense. Previously, maybe there's limited things they can work on it, and they don't believe that it's time yet for them to share their ENS name in their Twitter handle, or some other channel. So right now, I think we are in good shape. So again, I'm looking forward to the summertime change for the next time, because by then I don't need to be like this a little bit sleepy time to speak with you guys. And by then we will be having name wrapper ready for sure. And by then we will see the answer. We will see the the final result of the 3 and 4 digits price. I'm telling you guys, this will get dropped to maybe kind of lower, but definitely the floor price will get up, because that's how it works. Check this time's record last year, right? The average renewal and the average expiration date of one collection will determine its floor price. So that's how it works in domain name. So yeah, you guys have a great Tuesday. Thanks much, guys.
Wow, a lot of gems and a lot of bombs. A lot of alpha from Master there, brother. Thank you for coming up and sharing that, and more importantly, man, thank you for staying up late, tired. You could listen. This guy could kick his feet up and put his back on his pillow and just relax with his wife next to him and call it a night. And he could do that every night if he wanted to, right? But that's the easy thing to do. That's the easy thing to do. He's deciding that, hey, I want to be there for the community. There's a bigger mission and purpose for me that I have to serve, and he's losing sleep. He loses sleep every night, especially when he just said it with the time zone change or daylight savings change. It's affecting him. But ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do the show every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss all things crypto and Web3 related with a particular focus on ENS. Any questions, comments, anxieties, frustrations, please feel free to request up and let it out and let it out. Please do me a favor and click on that bluish purplish button on the bottom right hand of the screen and give us a retweet. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our guy Verse. The stage is yours, brother.
GM, what's up? 5159. Appreciate you as always, man. Hosting and waking up in the morning and getting the space launched, man, so that we can come in here and have some amazing discussions. I appreciate you for that, man. Keep doing it. Keep pushing forward. RN1, shout out to RN1, of course, always providing a wealth of knowledge and experience from Web 2, and he's tackling that in Web 3. He sees a opportunity out there, and he's going to take full advantage of it. And along the way, he's providing us so much education in regards to this particular second phase of his journey from a business perspective. But I think Ron always says that he's never seen this type of collaboration when he kicked off in Web 2 that he sees in Web 3. Of course, they didn't have this type of technology during that time, but it's amazing how things evolve and how close you can bring people from all over the world together and be able to have these types of conversations. So again, Ron, appreciate you, man. And then Master, of course, sometimes I think that Master, being on that different time zone, which a lot of people in here are on different time zones, but the commitment. And so I think sometimes the commitment to this space may get overlooked. Maybe it's overlooked sometimes. The commitment of people in this space, because we're all not on one time zone. So Master's commitment to come in here, like Kev said, he could be chilling with his back on the pillow and laying down and not even worrying about this. But he's been on this journey, almost for the last year for a whole year in this space, and he's truly committed. And that's one example of many people in the community that have been committed to making this space a little bit more broader and well known on the topic of ENS, because that is our main topic that we always have been discussing in here consistently. Let's just you have to throw consistency in there for the whole entire last year and coming on 2023, and we're still on that path. So being in the second year of really pushing the whole idea of what the ENS protocol is supplying for the whole entire ecosystem. So shout out to Master, shout out to Zero, I see you in here, shout out to my guy Flossin, Zero Keycap, X Wizard, Ship of Fools, see Gary P out there, Drea, Enzo, Stephen Miller, everybody in the community, man. Thanks for tapping in today. Just want to touch on a couple of things. I'm not going to take too long because I know there's so much happening, this week, as it is every week, right? You think about the schedule, right? Stephen Miller. What I need you to do is I need you to post that schedule in that temp check for me, because to me that schedule you created, Stephen, gives a great picture of everything that's going on inside the ENS community when you talk about the ecosystem. So Stephen, when you get a chance, if you could, man, if you could go to that temp check that I posted out there for the ENS second airdrop, and post that calendar out there, man, that would be amazing. I think the proof is in the pudding, right? And I think that we need to have something like that out there to support that. Hey, we're really tracking this stuff. Nobody goes on Stephen Miller's calendar unless it's consistent. So we have a standard set too. So I think that that's important to put out there. So Stephen, I appreciate you for doing that. If you could do that. One of the other things I want, and Master kind of touched on really quick was, he gave the example of Richard.eth, right? Richard.eth. You think of Richard.eth and Master, like Master said, you could go get a different, the TLD, right? You could go get a .nft, Richard.nft. You could go get Richard.crypto. You could go get Richard. Whatever. But the questions that people are going to start to ask as they start to move over into Web3 and start to understand it better with education and knowledge, they'll start to ask these questions. Well, which one is the best one? Right? You'll hear people ask that. Well, you got all of these choices. Which one is the best? Which one is the safest? Right? And then they'll ask a question: which one can I truly own? Which one is truly ownership? These are the questions that people are going to start asking as they get more and more educated on Web3 and decentralized environments. And these are the things that people are going to want to understand, and they're going to want to know which one of these identities is truly mine when I purchase it, where there's no restrictions on what I choose to purchase. If it is my name and if I choose to renew this name forever and a day, then I'm the owner and I don't have to worry about losing it. Which ecosystem provides that? We know that ENS provides that. And it's not just about ownership. Now it's like, well, what can it do? What can this identity do for me? Well, you can run your whole entire business on that one identity if you really wanted to, right? You could run your whole entire ecosystem of your business on that identity, especially when name wrapper comes around, right? Especially when some of the other tools that we haven't even seen yet start to come around. This is, and I give credit to the builders, right, that are out there building these things. It's amazing what they're building. But then again, you also have to have users to be able to utilize the technology and shout it from the rooftops of the use case and how they're building on it. You need people to be able to utilize it, use it as the end user, and be the best advertisement in the world is word of mouth. Word of mouth comes from here. It comes from the community. That's where word of mouth comes from. So at the end of the day, man, I look forward to this journey. I'm learning a lot along the way, along with everybody else out here. Everything's not going to be unicorns and rainbows. We understand that, right? But if you're learning along the way, you're learning, what you can and can't do. This environment wasn't set up, to be a perfect utopia, right? We know that there's going to be ups and downs. And I think we have to understand that in some cases, we just got to come together, man, and figure it out, by any means necessary. You got to figure it out. And you may get good news, you may get bad news, but guess what? You live to fight another day, and you live to express yourself another day in order to maybe not make the same mistake, but learn from it and do it better that second time around. So, I appreciate everybody just tapping in and staying consistent out here, man, and getting the knowledge and soaking it up and utilizing it, because there was a time where nobody was out there building decentralized websites on ENS, right? Or there may have been very few, but I guarantee if you check the stats now, there's a whole lot more that are out there, that are people out there experimenting in the community and building landing pages and building all types of things. It's how the ecosystem grows. So I continue to look forward to that. I continue to look forward to everybody still coming in here and tapping into this particular space, because this is where we get the information, along with a lot of other spaces. That's the beauty about it. So I look forward to that. Man, tap into the temp check if you can. Like I said, I'm working on gathering some data from the temp check responses and trying to formulate that into kind of one document that kind of provides some options. But if you can, guys, tap into it, man. I appreciate all the engagement that I've already received in there. So everybody have a great day. Kev, I appreciate you. Ron, Master, everybody have a great day. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Verse, I appreciate you more than you appreciate me. Right? Being consistent. Thank you for sharing those points. It looks like if you're open for the role, you might have to step up to the plate tomorrow. In Ron's absence. But let's keep it moving right along here. Just some breaking news. Two quick pieces of breaking news here. I just want to announce the Super Bowl bans cryptocurrency television commercials. Boo. How do you like do a boo here? Man, you can't even do a boo here, but probably can. I just don't want to go through all those little emoji things. But yeah, it is what it is. I can see why they do it. Cryptocurrency still has a negative connotation associated with it, but it is what it is. And another piece of breaking news: 800 ETH BAYC sell. That is a $1.3 million sell. That just happened by the one and only Jimmy Eve. The interesting thing about Jimmy Eve is going to be on ENS Shark Tank later today. So I'm going to let Stephen Miller talk about that uh, a bit. So yeah, let's go. Let's keep the order going, and let's go.
Hey, Kev, real quick, the Super Bowl bans the cryptocurrency television commercials. It really didn't say NFTs, and it didn't say blockchain. So it would be interesting, how they try to use words to say, hey, they tie cryptocurrency to actually tokens and your coinage, right? So it'll be interesting if they still if they still did like NFT related commercials or certain projects or even blockchain centric commercials. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, somebody has to step up to the plate and do it, though, right? I would love to see ENS step up to the plate and do it. It was hinted at, maybe not this year's Super Bowl, but maybe next year's Super Bowl. That'll be huge, huge, huge exposure. But let's go right over to our guy, Flossin, aka Triple Water Gun. The stage is yours, brother.
Yo, GM, Kev, you caught me right about to hop in the damn shower. So I thought you were about to go over guy Stephen Miller, man. But no, man, hey, can we trademark Tuesday for something else as well? It needs to be fucking Emoji Shill Day, man. Not just Taco Tuesday, bro. Definitely, we got Emoji Shill posts going on right now with ENS trading posts. Around 5 p.m., I'll close that off and start selecting the best deals so far. Do have some couple bangers already in there, man. Someone's trying to sell a single painter emoji, the medium skin toned one. Recently just had the gold based mermaid sell for 8 ETH. Triple lemons.eth sold for 8 ETH here a few days ago. So seeing that that single painter emoji listed for like a little over 4 ETH, I mean, that's a hell of a bargain in my opinion. Wouldn't be surprised if that sells here within a few days. But man, not much else for me, Kev. It's actually pretty good. I like seeing what's happening in ENS as a whole. Yeah, volume's a little bit low, like what I think that post said about address, right? So this is opportunities to start bidding, man. I mean, there's paper hands out there, that's for sure. People need money right now, so I hope everyone is doing all right. But this is when you stack, right? You don't start buying at the top. During a bull cycle, right? You start buying now. So definitely keep your eyes out and watch those expirations. I'm seeing a lot of good deals being had on those expirations. So looking forward to tomorrow as well. It is, I'll be back finally. Took a week off, did some traveling. So I'll be doing the Emoji Pill show. We'll be back doing that. Hopefully Ron can pull up, maybe give us a little insight of how that meeting goes. Good luck tomorrow. That's awesome to hear, meeting with a friend like that. But yeah, Kev, not much else for me to say. So, except I will say this: can we all just kind of be more open-minded with this space? Like, let's stop trying to compete with clubs and whatnot. I mean, stay consistent. I guess is what my guy Verse likes to say, right? Let's stay consistent. You don't have to like emojis. You don't have to like Pokemon, but just be open-minded. There's definitely both have value, right, to someone, not just, financial, but who knows, right? Emotional, or what they're trying to build on. Because let's not forget, Microsoft.com wasn't worth shit, right? When they first, trademarked that, but then they built it into something. Same thing can happen with the ENS. So just stay consistent. Let's not FUD and try to, make people paper hand and whatnot. So let's just keep educating. That's all I got to say, Kev. I'll throw the mic back over to you. I'm looking forward to tonight too. Stephen Miller, Shark Tank. Fireball's got a poll going on with one of my ENS on there. So hopefully that wins, and I can maybe get up on stage and shill it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for those great words, Flossin. Appreciate everything you do for the community as well, and a huge emoji advocate. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call Stephen Miller and see if he wants the mic next, because we keep bringing his name up. Stephen Miller, the stage is yours, the one and only Shark. Welcome to ENS Updates, brother.
Kev, you have no idea how much I want to be like, you've reached Stephen Miller. Thank you so much for your call today. Please feel free to leave a message after the tone. If I don't get back to you, sorry. It's because I'm planning and working towards getting Jimmy.eth on the show today. But no work needed. He's coming. And apparently, he coming with liquid. So I'm not saying that he liquidated that ape just for the show. But you know what? If you want to think that, I might think that for a couple minutes today. That's an insane liquidation, man. To think that, and like, I'm not there is no shade by this, but like, to think that you can liquidate an ape, like a top tier ape at that, for 800 Ethereum in the depths of a bear market. Like, it's almost impossible. Like, you almost have to sit there and ask yourself, like, well, geez, like, what in the world would that thing sell for in a bull market? Especially now that we are where we are. It's just kind of wild. But yeah, I mean, look, he already had liquidity. Let's just say that. But he's now got his kids, his kids' college fund paid for. He's got his kids' college fund paid for. Like, he's good for a hot minute. So yeah, we're thrilled to have him on the show today. Got a lot ahead. We've got notifications going out here momentarily to everybody that's been pre-qualified and selected for today's show. But yeah, man, I'm stoked. It's gonna be a really, really good day. Um, NFT verse. I did have a question for you real quick if you're still up here and available. Are you up here and available?
Yes, sir.
So I'm actually still waiting to be approved to like properly write on the forum. Are you just asking like for the sake of on your post in the temp check, just simply going in and sharing the calendar in there so that they can basically see like where the community pulse is?
Yeah, Steve, and I wanted to come from you because you created it, right? So I wanted to come from the creator. I wanted them to see what you put together, and like you said, kind of taking a pulse of the whole entire community, because I think that calendar puts a lot of things in perspective.
Yeah, man. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure the direction that you had in mind that you would have liked to see it come from. So all good by me. I will make sure that I've got that up as soon as they actually do um, approve me to be able to write. I'm sure that'll come here, soon enough. But yeah, I'll get that up there. For those that have not yet set a reminder, strongly recommend that you do. We got a lot going on today. Got a lot going on going forward, and yeah, man, I'm just excited. I did outreach again based on what I said yesterday. I decided, like, I can talk a big game about going out and doing the damn thing and putting in the work, but let's just up the damn ante a little bit. So I decided to go out and reach really, really, really high. And I invited another 15 people that are just, let's just call it me swinging out of my league, trying to get them to come on the Shark Tank. So I'm going to, again, continue to put my money where my mouth is in this community And we'll see what happens, man. If we can get even one of those people to come in, it just spreads the conversation about ENS that much more up the ladder, whether they have their .eth or not, right? It's still exposing ENS to a much larger audience than I have or any of my co-hosts have. So continue to press. That's my leading message. It's going to be the drum that I choose to beat going forward. I was really, really amped up after yesterday's conversation on it. So I'm going to keep pushing, man. I'm going to keep pushing. But I hope to see you guys today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. You know where we'll be.
Boom. And more importantly, you know where I'll be. I'll be there at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm very excited for that. So it's all about shooting your shot, right? This is to my gentleman here. She is never out of your league unless you think she is, right? It doesn't matter how you look. It's about the confidence on the inside. She is never out of your league unless you think she is. Now, that being said, I shot a couple shots too yesterday after being motivated and inspired and wanting to run through a brick wall through Stephen Miller. All of them missed. None of them went in. But guess what? Guess what? Shooters continue to shoot. Shooters continue to shoot. And the only thing you can do is continue to shoot. Right? You can't like stop and cry and be sad about it. On to the next one. I'm gonna keep on shooting. I'm gonna keep on following up because I'm inspired, and Stephen Miller just inspired me again today to shoot a couple more shots, and we'll see where it goes. And more importantly, Stephen, I think this is a huge day because it's like the timing of the universe could have been any more perfect than him landing the sell on the day of the Shark Tank and just getting all that exposure and traffic to the communities. Like I'm very, very, very happy for you and excited for the show tonight because it's a huge community win of exposure that we're all going to get. So great work there, brother. Let's go along over to our guy 00. Let me give 00 a call. Hey, Zero, you there, brother?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me on. Kev, Ron, Master, Steven. I see OX and I see Flossin down there. Just want to give everyone an update. We launched hookah.eth.limo. We have a couple more edits on it, but we just made it live today. So, if you scroll down, you can hit that link. It'll take you to ENS Vision. You can make the purchase. The website comes with it. Everything comes with it. Even servicing it for 1 year comes with the purchase. So we have a few more in the pipeline. Actually, we have a lot in the pipeline. So this is the first one we did. Took a little while, but we streamlined everything. So I mean, you'll be seeing a lot of these landing pages / affiliate marketing / mini platforms coming out. And thank the community for all the support. Having said that, the designer, it was in here. Here it is. Work from home, designed the page for us. He's one of our designers, so let's give him a big shout out. Vision Board is also another designer of ours. Now let me change gears here to subdomains. ENS Vision obviously is still waiting for the wrapper to be released, but we're ready for the subdomain market. Our market is ready to go. So we'll give out the tweet out once we get some more news on that. And we're making a big push for email.eth and web.eth subdomains. I think a lot of us see the value on owning a email.eth sub, web.eth sub, and they're going to be priced, very affordable. And Jay Gonzalez himself, that's his request as well. So obviously, I've said this before. He could have mint 1,000 of these email.eth subs and just sell them for $25, $10, $100. But he's going to mint a very few, maybe 200 names on email, 200 names on web.eth, and the rest are up for grabs to the public once the subdomain market, once the wrapper's out and the subdomain market is up. So for the next week or two, we'll be promoting both those names as a subdomain. And I see Wizard down there. ZZZ Group is also building in collab with Wizard. He's the lead developer on XXX.eth and Web.eth. In the near future, I'm hoping to give out a little more detail, a little more updates to the community so they can all take a look. We do have the XXX.eth Twitter account. Everyone can go follow that, and we'll give updates on that account. And Steven, who runs the great Shark Tank, ENS Shark Tank, obviously, I'm a big fan. So ZZZ Group is actually the sponsor of the ENS Shark Tank. So I'll be there at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and hopefully I'll see everyone else there. And I see Enzo down there. Enzo was a recent recipient of one of my grants to help onboard the active/retired military. And we're going to be working closely to help that community and Enzo do what he does best, is onboard and help all of the whether you're active or retired military have a little piece of the pie in Web3. And educating is number one aspect of this. So I think Enzo does a really good job, trusted, well respected in the community, and I look forward to working with him closely. Well, he does most of the work. I just say hi. So let's give a lot of credit to Enzo. Just like the ENS Vision team, I try to surround myself with everyone that's a lot smarter than me, which I have. And ENS Vision will make a few big announcements in the near future. And I know everyone's been waiting for the new features. Again, it'll come very shortly. The back end is still being built out. But I think everyone will be pretty happy with everything that's going to be released in the near future. So I appreciate the time, Kev, Ron, Master. Back to you.
What a legend. What a legend that guy is. Zero, thank you, brother. Thank you for all that you do for this community, your consistency, showing up, and more importantly, your vision of not just talking about it, but being about it and actually trying to move that ball forward. It is needed, and we're going places. This is the year of building. And speaking of building, let's go over to the builder himself, OX Wizard, or aka the Wizard of Oz. The stage is yours, brother.
Buenos dias. Wow, AI, Web3, building on stuff. What a coincidence that, I come up here to talk now. So it's been a minute. It feels like Happy New Year, I guess. But I wanted to just give everybody a quick update as to what we were building on, web.eth, and I put up some screenshots within the within the comments there, which are going through like what the journey would be using something like Chat GPT to take the information that you give it, right, your prompt, and then the information of an ENS domain, and then build something for you. Give you a framework to work on, and then let you save that to IPFS and let you set that as your content tag for your domain name. All self-hosted, all self-contained, and this becomes a platform to help onboard people, to help people understand what can be built on their domains, to make sure that no content tag gets left behind, and then further complications from there will come. But that's part of what we've been building here. It goes to what we're building on XXX.eth, which is giving a portal to the adult industry to help them create content and dominate Web3, right? So if we have that kind of tool for the community to use via something like Web.eth, then stands to reason everybody's going to use it, and it's going to be something that's cool and helps everybody build towards their ENS domains. But yeah, that's just a quick update, and thanks.
Whoa. Let's take a step back. Thank you for the update, but we got to dive into this a little bit deeper because it looks pretty cool and it looks pretty sick. So let's talk about this a little bit more, right? We can't just drop that bomb on us. and not get into a little bit more detail on what is happening here. So if you guys look at the pinned tweet to the top, the most recent pinned tweet at the top that says GM, it has web.eth on top of it, and it says where will you go. Then underneath that he posts a thread. Can you walk us through kind of the thread from 1 to 3, what each page is, what are we looking at? I think that would be helpful to the community.
So the first page is a temporary landing page for web.eth. The design is interactive. It'll be different depending on where you're coming from, what day it is, things like that. There's websites that do that, right? Then there's basically a search bar, a text bar. I don't know. It's really complicated. So you put things in there, right? Like a domain name, maybe ENS domain, because you're already here at web.eth. And it takes you to what the content is for that ENS, period. If you don't, then it allows you to use things like Chat GPT to build a domain on it. So there's a builder there too, and that is in the second second screen. But what I'm showing you here is the plugin for Chat GPT on that, where you give it a prompt. We're training it to build things with like Tailwind and different different things that website builders use. And the second screen is building stuff. And next screen is basically like just what the output is. And in this case, it was just given a prompt about build something for ENS updates, right? So in this case, I didn't edit anything. I just showed you the output straight up. But if you're there as a user, these are the first 3 steps that you took to build something on that.
Yeah, that is fire. That is fire and like so easy and straight to the point. It looks like, right? Like if you guys look at the one, it says use HTML10 will create for ENS.updates.eth a morning show that teaches people about the Ethereum name service and Web3 ecosystem. Use emoji, use space colors, don't reference any local files, don't include HTML opening and closing tags. Finish your answer. Okay. Long story short, that turns into, if you look at number 3, like it's simple and straight to the point. I'm very excited to see the final version of this. But ENS News, Web3 Q&A, ENS resources, and man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to say. Wiz, great work. Continue to do your thing. I think the whole entire community is rooting for you, and I think this is something the whole entire community is going to be anxious to be using as soon as possible, right? Because we talk about the year of building. We talk about how we all have these domains that have so much potential to them. A lot of us just don't know how to unlock that potential, or don't know how to, or just kind of stagnant on ideas on how to necessarily build on these domains. A lot of us are not developers, so to have something simple and easy to use that everybody in this space right now could develop upon very easily, I think is going to take the entire ecosystem to the next level. The ecosystem that we see of mass adoption, where everybody is using ENS on a day-to-day basis, it starts with the builders in this room. And not only developers, but builders that show up every single day, because you guys are the ones who are going to be using it and advertising it and building cool shit on top of it, right? So I'm very excited about the future. Thank you, Wiz, for sharing that with the community. Let's go over to the one and only ENS Punks. The stage is yours, brother.
GM Kev, buenos dias, buen dia, BD. We got Taco Tuesday. I guess it's also Shill Emoji Tuesday, if I've got it right, Flossin. Thank you. It's good to see all these emojis up here. I'm going to be showing some people some new things with these emojis soon, but I just can't do it yet, Flossin. So, but we're gonna pill people in a whole new way. So also want to say what's up to Ron and Master. Just kind of one of these things I pick up on as Master was talking. He said, you're either going to get that Richard.eth or you're not. There's only one of ones. And then he was going through like these alternatives that, the you could get .nft, but then he goes .sol and .osol. I guess that's a real name service as well, but it didn't even click with me. I thought Master was making a joke because, where I'm from, you say SOL, you're shit out of luck. So you either get that Richard.eth or you're Richard SOL, shit out of luck. I mean, that's a marketing campaign right there. I see it. You just quick commercial for the Super Bowl, and then just that's brought to you by Master.eth. You're either Richard.eth or you are Richard SOL. But I'm going to go off a little bit. We've been doing it, but I think it's important to continue that conversation. Like Verse comes in, he talks about, hey, I got this temp check. Yeah, we got to repeat that every day. We got to repeat these things every day. Like Kev says, this is a place to kind of bring up your concerns. It's not just, it's not all positive. Hey, and it's not all negative either. Like we need to raise these issues so we talk about them. They're, on the forefront. But, I've seen it a lot. Like, there's Stephen Miller's doing it, right? He's bringing somebody from like the more NFT community into ENS on the Shark Tank. And look, it gets talked about. Look, this guy made a major sale of a gold fur ape, and it's news in the NFT community. And so a lot of this is being talked about. Like, okay, now look, we've got a strong community. The Maxis are talking about it. We got to go out to these other NFT communities and bring them into ENS now. And so I'll just say this: look. The DAO, they just passed budgets for this new term. They've got multi-million-dollar budgets. And they're still everybody's leaning on us, the community, to do the work for free. I just don't get it. Like, where's that marketing budget? We're just passing these multi-million-dollar budgets. Where's the DAO support? So the Maxis asked this very fair question, like, what are our plans to bring in the NFT community? And man, I was asking myself, what is the answer to that? And I've got some concerns, and they should be talked about. They should be addressed. The idea is this: look, NFTs, right? People get into them for, as far as I see it, correct me if I'm wrong, two reasons: community and the ability to create wealth from network effects. In other words, I get together with a crew of people like everybody in this room. I've said it from the beginning. I'm not so bullish on ENS. I am bullish on the community. But you get together with people in this room, and it is value. The network effect of this show, the network effect of, right? Wizard is helping, 0 and basically ZZC group develop. ZZZ Coin Group is helping, people like Jay Rodriguez, people like Master with these valuable assets, develop them, maybe broker them. And so it's like, that is the network value. But so here's the two things, right? Community and creation of wealth through network effects. That's like the culture. That is the values to the NFT community. And I've got to ask myself, look, why would they come here? We all see the value in these assets, no doubt about it. But I could see them, as an outsider looking in. It's sort of like, well, look at the DAO. They seem to not really care for their community very much, maybe are sometimes even hostile to them. And then they're also outright hostile towards, I think, speculative value on these assets. Let's be fair. Hey, they want you to build on them and create wealth that way. They definitely see the value in them. But so I want to kind of be very fair about it and say, but speculative value. And let's face it, that's what these NFT communities are. It's like half of it. The community, we are here. We've got the foundation, a great community to come to for education, for building, for all these other things. But, what's going to bring them here is sort of, greener pastures. And I don't know what the answer to that is, but that Maxie's asked it. I thought it was a very fair question. What can we do? Why should we be the ones doing it? But, to bring others in. So, again, credit to Stephen Miller. It cannot be minimized having somebody like Jimmy come on in to the Shark Tank, and just it brings awareness to what we're doing. It brings awareness to ENS. And again, the proof is in the pudding, right? What are the biggest stories in this space? They're large sales. Look at what's pinned to the top. It is a large sale of, Jimmy's Ape. So that's, you could be against it all you want, but that is going to bring people here. That's going to do the job for you when there's large sales. So other than that, man, I just want to say every time Wizard talks, he gets me fired up. We go way back before he even spoke in spaces ever. He was just kind of flying under the radar, observing everybody and everything. But it's awesome to have him, start talking. And the dude, he's like the Wizard of Oz. And so, just keep your eyes sort of on what Wizard's doing and everything he says. I think it's really important, because once people do start coming here, we're going to need to be pointing at some things. So it goes back to ZZZ Coin Group and what Wiz is building. These are going to be those things that we can point to and say, look what you can build and generate from, wealth, build businesses, income. So that's it. I'll get off the soapbox, but loved everybody's talking today.
You're talking today, right? Right. It's always a good time when Punks comes back up and just shares his thoughts with the community, brother. Much appreciated. Let's go over to Flossin, and we'll go over to the Shark.
Yeah, I just want to throw the question out. Maybe it's to Punks or anyone up here, but what's it going to take to actually start receiving support from ENS DAO for some of the things like the Burn project that 00's helped fund? I believe that came before the ENS Ferry, right? Same thing with Shark Tank or some of these NFT projects that are already using ENS, like Tweak Labs or PCC, Penelope's Countries Club. I can't post in the forum, right? So that I know some people in the community like, oh, just go post in the forum. Well, I can't. I'm still waiting for approval. So, does anyone have any suggestions of how we can actually get the ENS DAO to maybe be more supportive? Because they also won't let me up on stage to ask these questions either.
I just want to jump in to, again, Flossin, that's the right question. We want more support, but again, we want to give credit where credit's due, and really it's about education, know everything that's going on. So, you talked about the PCC guys. Look, they have been supported by the DAO. That's a great thing. Public Burn Project, I do believe, look, every month there's a small grant, so you can apply through two of the different working groups for a 1 ETH grant. And I believe on 1 month, the Public Burn Project was a winner, was a recipient. And again, fantastic. We want to acknowledge it. We want to kind of talk about, that small grants program. So builders, content creators do apply for it every month. Kev was one of the recipients on the very first month. That's like historic. We don't talk about it enough, if nothing else, just to encourage him to reapply. Anyway, so we should talk about what's been funded and all that, but also continue that message that, hey, we want more funding for these projects, what's being built. But yeah, there is some stuff going on, and that's encouraging as well, though.
Cool. Thank you for that, Punks, and thank you for that question, Flossin. Let's go over to Stephen Miller.
So just a couple of quick things to add, very side note tangent, but there was actually another really, really big sale, so that you guys know that it's not just a one-off about one Bored Ape. But Kevin Rose, who's the founder of Moonbirds, also ended up selling one of his zombie CryptoPunks, which again, in terms of rarity across the CryptoPunks, those things are ridiculously expensive. And it moved for 857 ETH about 18 hours ago. So again, for those that are wondering, hey, is there liquidity in the market? There's always liquidity in the market. It doesn't matter if it's a bear market or bull market. It is here. It's just a matter of whether or not you're able to go out and find it, or if really your stuff is worth, moving. I hate to say that, but like not all of our stuff is worth moving. Hopefully one day it will, but it's an unfortunate reality. Like I know that plenty of my domains will likely never move. I have them for a lot of different reasons. Either I was minting.
Hate you, Stephen Miller. I don't
I don't know, what was that, Wizard? What did you say?
I was just saying I hate you, and I'm leaving.
I still can't hear you. Well, I hope that you have a new mic sometime soon. I would love to hear from you. I like to hear from you. But at any rate, yeah, keep that in mind. We all have assets that are worth something, so just keep pushing. The other piece that I wanted to mention was like kind of back to the like it's not the point of the temp check with the ENS.DAO to like be really pushing for another airdrop. It's like it's asking the question in the first place, right? Opening the conversation, getting feedback. If you are in the camp though that didn't get the airdrop or forgot to claim it, don't make that mistake again, right? Open up conversations like this, but also go make sure that you're setting up utilities and tools so that you don't miss other airdrops. There's a couple of really big ones that are claims that are still open right now that are worth like a couple grand depending on how you interacted. So just wanted to put the thought out there to people. I know that a lot of people, that I've spoken with are kind of still hurting over the fact they didn't get to, claim that, or they were late to the party and didn't have the opportunity. You may have the opportunity to make some real money in airdrops if you just pay a little attention, start, using some of these utilities that are out there to check for them, like Earnify. I'm a fan of that one. But wanted to just kind of put that out there to people. Think a little differently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I was talking to myself. But yeah, I was saying I seen that punk sale the other day. Yeah, if it was up to me personally, if I had to pick between a rare ape and a rare punk, I'm picking the rare punk any day of the week. Personally, this is just a personal preference because it's a timeless piece. It's literally a timeless piece that I think will. Yeah, it's just timeless art, man. Go ahead, Flossin.
I'll say, am I able to make a bold prediction right now? You want to? Because I did this back last April. I'm willing to do it right now. You want to hear it, Kev?
Yes, sir.
One day, I don't know when, these punks will start matching their zombie punks with the single zombie emoji. It's on a recorded mic. I was recorded back in April on keycaps. I'm willing to say it. Let's go.
These dudes are obsessed with being first. I love it.
Cool, 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 cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah. This is what I want to do before I ended the show. I want to give a huge shout out to Work From Home. Work From Home is the person that built uh, Hookah.eth landing page. Great work there. I also want to give a huge shout out to ENS Wow, aka ENS Visions, ENS, not ENS Visions, my bad. Visionboards.eth is the person that built zzcgroup.eth.limo. Both are very beautiful landing pages. Both look absolutely amazing. And thank you guys for being the early pioneers and builders in this community. It means a lot, and together we will continue to pave the path forward. This will be our last speaker of the day as we kind of close off. I'm gonna go to O-1. The stage is yours. You are the anchor leg. Take us home.
Good afternoon, everyone. GM. I was looking for a quiet place here to talk with you guys, but if you can't hear me for any reason, just let me know, interrupt me. So it's been my experience so far in the PFP world, in crypto Twitter, that people choose to rock their PFP based on whatever their biggest bag is, to rock their name based on how many .eths they have versus whatever, because they want to market that. They want to be seen. They want people to join their communities, right? So people either made money from whatever PFP that they're rocking or project that they're pushing, and they want other people to join. That's the point. 6 months ago, I came up here because ENS Maxis came out, and I could see that trend happening. And with everything that's happening today, this week, with Jimmy going to Shark Tank, and with so many people simply joining ENS and ENS Maxis, what I'm seeing is that the possibilities of a huge wave of people coming once a huge influencer starts talking about ENS, and once we go into the Shark Tank today, and this guy sees 50, 100 ENS Maxis, or 200 people rocking .eves, it's just going to increase his belief in the system, in the community. So my point here today is that what I said 6 months ago, that I honestly believe that once people start coming into ENS and selling their domains for 20, 50, 100, 200 ETH, they're going to be so freaking proud of the project, of the community, that they are not only going to want to rock their .eth, but they're going to have a need and a want for a visual representation of whatever is making their bags pump. And I'm being ultra direct with you guys here once again, because I saw this coming 6 months ago, and I believe that at one point, ENS Maxes are going to be just the biggest PO app of ENS history. So when I see things like this happening today and this week, that makes me believe that something huge could be coming to ENS, to ENS Maxis, something that's going to benefit all of us. So it's just been a long time since I gave you guys an update on how I feel. There's been so much flood and so much confusion inside the Maxis community. There were good, valid reasons why people didn't want to join. They were upset with some members. I understand all of that. And that's why I turned a little quiet on that, because I wasn't fully understanding. But in the back end, I'm a huge supporter. I'm a huge supporter. So just wanted to give everybody a huge shout out. Hope everybody can join the Shark Tank today. Stephen Miller, you're doing God's work there. I really appreciate everything you guys do to push ENS. 5159, thanks so much for having this space every day. And just wanted to send a bunch of love to the community. It's been great coming here pretty much every day, talking to you guys, listening to you guys during this bear market, and we're helping each other push this initiative, this community, and this project. So much love to you all. I hope you can see the vision, and looking for a bright future with all of you guys.
Very, very, very well said, brother. I appreciate the love and the blessings, and I receive it all. I receive it all. Any final words from RN1 Master before we call this one a day? Going once.
I'm kind of rugging here for some reason. Yeah, great show as usual. I was going to say see you tomorrow, but I guess I'll see everyone Thursday. Have a great show tomorrow. Thanks for everyone. And 0-1, I think, is the first person that ever came up and talked to us, Kev, about ENS Maxis when we kind of were seeing him. We asked him. It seems like it was him and Gray Man came up and were telling us about him, if I'm not mistaken. So good to hear from him again.
Yes, sir. Master probably dozed off. Yep, I don't blame you. I would have too, bro. Listen, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, 5159, and I am logging off. Peace.